Hi, I'm Szymon and this is Oxygraphia. This movie is a part of longer tutorial which I have split into several parts, so you can watch the part that you are interested in. In this movie, I'm showing how to prepare a graphical layout of a vertical calendar, similar to the one you are seeing next to me. Let's jump into InDesign. First thing to do is to create a new document. I want its size to be 220 by 460. I'm not touching margins, bleeds. Let's apply bleeds to all pages 3 mm. All right. I want to divide this page into two parts. I'm going to do it on master page. And I want this guide to be at 135 mm in y-axis. So here. Now it's time to place the photos. I'm jumping to Bridge. I have my 12 photos prepared here. As you can see, I have prepared them earlier. I have already set up the proper resolution and converted them into CMYK. Ctrl A, drag, not releasing my mouse, I press Alt Tab and drop them into InDesign. My cursor is now loaded with 12 photos. On page 1, I'm clicking somewhere here, and now the photo is placed. Page 2, click, page 3, click, and so on and so on. Let me speed up the process for you a little bit. Now let me position and scale my photos. I'm jumping to page 1, selecting the first photo, and in Align section, I'm checking my Align mode. It's set to Align to Page. Very good. Let me center the photo, and then drag it so it goes up until it reaches the bleed line. The bleed line is the red one here. The pivot of this point is at the middle of the top edge. Very good. By pressing S like scale, I'm switching to scale tool, and I'm grabbing it by the corner. Having shift pressed ensures that it scales proportionally. Something like this. Recenter. Maybe a little bit bigger. Page 2, the same operation. Center, grab a little bit. S like scale. With shift pressed, scale the photo, position it a little bit, and so on and so on. In case of this photo, it is a reasonable thing to check the resolution after the scaling. So I'm going to Links panel. Let me drag it so it will be more visible. When I scale it, the effective PPI dropped down. I have tested in offset printing 260 and it was not visible even to printers who were aware of that. So 260 is absolutely okay. I think 252 will be also not noticeable. Now that I have finished placing my photos, I'll change the name of the layer to Photos. I'm going to add some background, a solid color object which will lay under the photos. At this point, the color is not relevant. I'm going to change it later anyway. So starting at the top left corner, including the bleed. Ctrl C to copy to clipboard. And then on second page, I cannot just paste because it will paste exactly in the middle of the screen. This is Adobe's philosophy to throw object exactly where you're looking. Ctrl V. I have lost my position. So, Ctrl Z. It's much better to use paste in place, which is Ctrl Alt Shift V. The same position here. Ctrl C, and I'm going to repeat exactly the same procedure on all pages. I'm not using master page, or how is it called now, parent page, because I want all objects to be in its own distinct colors for each page. So I need, in fact, 12 objects. Page 1. Let's adjust the color of the object. I'm selecting the background object, and then by pressing eyedropper tool, I'm picking a very nice color from the picture, for example, here. Second page, select object, click. And the third page, V, click, click. Step and repeat. The next step is to feather the join between the color and the page a little bit. So again, page 1, I'm selecting the photo, and with gradient feather tool, I'm dragging here top to bottom. I want my line to be precisely vertical, which means I'm pressing Shift and release. Next page, select object, Shift G, this is the shortcut for the gradient feather tool, drag, Shift, release. Now you can see it ends more smoothly. Let me process all the pages. Perfect. Now I need a white background on all pages, which will be the underlay under all texts. So I'm switching to my parent master page here, double click, rectangle tool, which should be white, 0, 0, 0, 0. And now it exists on all 12 pages. However, it's time to do a little cleaning in the layers panel, so let's call it white underlay. Perfect. And the last step will be the name of the months. So I'm going to use page 1 for some designing purposes, new layer, text, months. I'm going to use the name September because this is the longest one. All months are shorter than this. Ctrl A. I'm adjusting the font, styling. I want my text to have a black outline, and I want it to be pure black. I mean 0, 0, 0, 100. 0,2 millimeter. Maybe this is the optional step. Maybe I want this text to align to the lower edge of the text frame. You can do it here. Object, text frame options, align top. I change it to bottom. So now the text is heavier than air and it drops on the bottom of the text frame. Right. Let me alt drag this frame and I will recycle it to have a year. I'm going to decrease the opacity a little bit. Right. So now it's time to define the paragraph style, because there is a huge chance I'm going to change my mind about the size and the look of the font. So let me create a paragraph style named Names of the Months. And now I'm going to change it to January, and then Ctrl+C, Ctrl+Alt+Shift+V, and change the name appropriately for each individual month. Having the name of the month set up, let's not forget about the year on each individual page. So using this object, I will move it to my parent master page, so it will appear on all pages. Ctrl+X. And on parent page, Ctrl+Alt+Shift+V. It's barely visible because it's white on white. However, on regular pages, we have it consistent. It's misaligned. I would have missed it. Now it's perfect. And that's the moment where the graphical layout part ends. I invite you to watch next movies from this tutorial. Let me know in the comments what you think, and see you in the next movies. Bye. Would you like to learn more? Let's meet at a live online training. It is possible to be prepared for an online training, so it has the same value as traditional stationary course. How? Visit oxygraphia.com, where in addition to practical organizational advice, you will find also the detailed training programs and support in the area of handling graphical applications, design print preparation, and more. See you at the training!